And you only need to strip about 3/4 of an inch to an inch off the ends of that is all you need. And then with whatever wire that you're going to run out to your fixture now, you lay that out and you're going to strip the ends off of that as well. Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. I hope you guys enjoy this video with some more great landscape lighting tips. To learn more about landscape lighting, go and check out our website at lightingdoctor.ca, or if you want to see what a real quality landscape light should look like, go and check out our Try It Before You Buy It offer, where you can get a premium quality fixture at a discounted rate with your very own battery pack, so you can go and test out how that light's going to look and feel what a real premium quality light should look like. So go and check us out at lightingdoctor.ca, or go watch more videos on YouTube just by searching for the Lighting Doctor. Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. I just want to show you one of probably the most important tools that you can get for burying your landscape lighting wire is just a simple flat spaded shovel for making sure you get that wire nice and deep in the ground. All right, so one of the things I get asked is how to bury the wire. In a mulch area like this, what I like to do is just with a flat shovel or a rake, is just move the mulch or whatever you have back from wherever you want to lay that wire. And then I just go around with a flat-ended spade and basically just make a cut and just loosen that dirt up. And give it a good place for the wire to sit. And then afterwards, a tool like this is going to be your best friend. You can find this in any garden section. I don't even know what it's called. A flat-ended screwdriver will work well too. The reason I like this is because it's got the two little prongs that you can that helps just push the wire down. And then after, I just go and I start pushing that wire down into the dirt, get it nice and deep. Because this is low voltage, you don't have to have it 18 inches or a foot down. And then the other thing I like to do just to help secure it is every once in a while, just a simple landscape stake like this, and just throw it over the wire and hammer it down, and that'll just help that as you're gardening and stuff, if you happen to dig it up or catch it with a rake, all that wire is not going to pull out. It's just going to help secure it down. So I showed you how to bury wire in the mulch beds. Basically the same idea in the grass. Still using my flat-ended shovel. I just go around and make a little slit in the grass and just lift that grass up. And really you only need to get the wire deep enough so that it doesn't get hit with an aerator, or it doesn't get cut if you're doing any work. And then once I've gone and dug my slit in the grass, I just take my wire and basically lift up the grass, and again push my wire all the way down as deep as I can get it, and then you stomp over it and you can barely even tell we were there. For any of your landscape lighting projects, you're going to want to make sure that you have a set of wire strippers for not only cutting but also stripping the ends off your wire and making proper wiring connections. So sometimes I get asked, can I cut into a wire and tee off? Say I've got one light that's off in the distance and I want to cut into this and just add an extra wire out to a certain area. And yes, you definitely can. That's why we put two kinds of connectors in all our do-it-yourself kits, and it's really simple to do. Is you just take your line that you need to cut into, and again, make sure you've got some extra wire to play with. Cut into it. You're going to strip off the ends of both sides of that wire. You only need to strip about 3/4 of an inch to an inch off the ends of that is all you need. And then with whatever wire that you're going to run out to your fixture now, you lay that out and you're going to strip the ends off of that as well. And now, because this is slightly different than when you're wiring a fixture, you notice we've got 3 sets of wires, and they're all larger wires. So with the typical BVS2 snap lock connectors that we use, you're not going to fit all those in there. So what we use is something called a DVRY connection. So basically, from those 3 wires you just spliced, you're going to connect
one wire from each of those together, twist them tight with your Mallets, and then very simply you take your DBRY gel filled connector that's full of gel that keeps the water out. It slides right on there, and then it snaps tight on the wires, and that connection is not going to come apart on you. So that's why we use that anytime we have to tee in, and you're going to do the exact same thing with your other set of 3 wires. Wire those together, throw on your Mallets, use your gel filled connector, push it in the tube, and then snap those tight. And that's how you're going to tee off if you need to tee off just one wire to another fixture. We're going to show you how to light up your landscape, and more importantly, how to go and easily bury your landscape lighting wire using what we call our 2-pronged wire poker. Now, in all honesty, I don't even really know what this is called, but you can go and get this at any home improvement store in the garden aisle. It's basically a long metal stick with 2 prongs on the end that's great for pushing the wire a little bit deeper in the ground. So as you go and make your cuts or make your slits in the ground to get that wire in, you can use this 2-pronged wire poker, that we'll call it, to just go and push that wire a little bit deeper into the ground to make sure it doesn't come up. Between using that and some extra landscape lighting stakes, just to make sure, or sorry, landscape lighting staples, just to make sure that wire doesn't come up. It's a great way to go and do this, and I urge any of you that know what this is called to please email me and send me the details of it. But our 2-pronged wire poker is a great way to get that wire in the ground. Yes, when it comes time to burying your wire, just creating a simple trench. Again, you don't have to go super deep because it's just low voltage wire, but just making your life a little easier by creating a trench. If you can get a tool, something like this, works really well to help push that wire down nice and deep into the ground. And then if you need to, just as an extra measure, just some landscape staples is not a bad idea to throw on the wire in a couple different places just to make sure it doesn't come up, because if you go and put mulch down on this at a later date and you're raking that in, sometimes you can snag the wire. A simple landscape staple will help keep that wire down so that you're not pulling up those wires. The advantage is if you're using good connectors, you don't have to worry about those pulling apart anyway, but if you want to help keep that wire buried, landscape staples is a really easy way to do that. I just want to quickly talk to you about going and getting some simple landscape lighting stakes to help nail down your wire in any of your garden bed areas or any areas that you might be burying wire and you want to make sure that it doesn't come up. Just go get some simple landscape lighting stakes. I just want to show you guys the rubber mallets that we use for helping secure our landscape lighting. This is something you want to use to go and make sure that you're getting your ground stakes for your landscape lights into the ground as solid as possible so that you don't find them tilting over and breaking down the road. Go and get a rubber mallet to help you with your landscape lighting project.
So once you've got your light selected and your transformer selected, the next step is just to go around and start placing all your lights so that you can run out your wire. Usually I'll just dig a small hole, place my ground stake, and then try and get a rubber mallet so that you can hammer that light fixture in there and get nice and solid in the ground. Especially when it comes to path lights that are going to be standing up, you want to make sure those are level and that they're not going to get knocked over. So go do that with all your lights, place them where you think they're going to want to go, and then you can start running out your wire.
If you need more help with your landscape lighting project, be sure to go and access our free consultation videos that you can get at lightingdoctor.ca, or send me pictures of your property and we're going to help you determine what's going to be the best way to tackle your landscape lighting project.
Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video presentation with some great tips and tools on how to go and properly and effectively light up your landscape. And be sure, if you want your own free consultation video, just send me an email at cal@lightingdoctor.ca with a few pictures of your property, and we'll get back to you with some really cool ideas and ways to go and effectively light your property. And be sure to watch the videos after this one for more tips on how to install landscape lighting, as well as how to light up your landscape the best way possible.